Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
A special event is taking place on Saturday in western Rockingham County. First time in the county. To find out more about it is Janelle Johnson. Hey, Janelle, how are you?
I'm fine.
Well, it's good to talk to you. Before we find out about that event in the Madison-Mayodan area, first, you are Vice Regent of the James Hunter chapter of the DAR. Now, for those that may not know, what is the DAR?
That is the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. We are a service organization, and our objectives are historic preservation, education, and patriotism. And
wow.
Our chapter, the National Society has been around for over 125 years. The daughters and granddaughters of Revolutionary War soldiers established it to honor them. And so we are continuing that here 125 years later. The James Hunter chapter started in Rockingham County in 1953, and a lot of the prominent ladies in the community thought this organization would lend itself to those three objectives.
Mm-hmm. Give us those again, because those are three very key objectives, aren't they?
Yes. Historic preservation. We have helped in a lot of projects over the years. We have put down your markers for the Revolutionary War soldiers. We helped with the Jordan cabin being restored. With education, we work in conjunction with schools. Not only do we work with our local schools, but we also work with some that the DAR sponsors, which usually works with disadvantaged children who come from broken homes that have maybe parents who are drug abuse and they need a place to stay, and they take them in and feed them and clothe them and school them while their parents are trying to get back on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have American History Essay Contest every fall that we have in our local schools. And then with patriotism, we have done a variety of different things over the years. We have had a Flag Day essay contest and held a Flag Day event. We place flags on the veterans' graves in the Mayodan Cemetery twice a year. And we are now working with Wreaths across America to help honor our veterans.
I appreciate the DAR chapter, James Hunter chapter, and your good work and what you've been doing for so many years, since 1953, you said. But to think about DAR organized in 1890, and I was doing a little bit of homework here, Janelle, 3,000 chapters worldwide. So this is far-reaching, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We have, in fact, I even belong to a chapter in Germany. There are not as many women overseas who can start chapters, but they wanted to. So a lot of the countries like that ask people here in America if they will be an associate member to their chapter to help them to be able to afford to do the projects there that we do here.
Mm-hmm.
And our ladies, work very hard on our projects with the community and hope to continue to do so in the future.
Well, we appreciate that commitment. Thank you. Well, you mentioned briefly Wreaths across America. I've heard about this for years, but people have done this in other states, other places for a while, apparently, but it's never been done here in Rockingham County until now, and this is something you're doing on Saturday. So tell us, what is Wreaths Across America, and what will be happening in Mayodan on Saturday?
Well, it started many years ago with a gentleman in Maine. He had a few leftover items that he could make into wreaths at the end of his season in his business. So he made a few and laid them on veterans' graves, and it kind of just caught on, and now it's a nationwide program in which it honors and we teach the younger generation about honoring our veterans. And so we will be placing almost 300 wreaths on veterans' graves in the Mayodan Municipal Cemetery. on Saturday. And this has been a kind of a interesting year to try to start this project with the COVID and all. But the people in Mayodan and Madison area have really stepped up and sponsored these wreaths for us to be able to place them. And hopefully next year maybe we'll be able to place enough wreaths to have every veteran covered. Because this year we're a little bit short. We didn't quite get every veteran sponsored, but we did get over about 300.
So how many actually in the cemetery there, Janelle?
There's about 350 to 375, I want to say, between the two. We have two cemeteries in Mayodan. There's a small, older cemetery, and then there's a large cemetery on Yresville Road. And so, you know, with those two cemeteries, it runs a little bit between those two numbers. I don't know the exact number because in one cemetery there is a few veterans' graves that we're not sure who is a veteran. And well, hopefully maybe some of the family members, if they see their veteran is not covered, will let us know so that we can make sure that we don't leave them out.
Okay. Now, the one on Saturday, this is at the one, the cemetery there on Ayersville Road.
Yes, at 11 o'clock, we're going to have a short service to honor one veteran from each of the branches of the service and a POW, as well as we have one gentleman buried in the cemetery who died in action. And so we're going to honor them in a service, and then we're going to ask the people who have volunteered to come and help us to place wreaths on the veterans' graves. And hopefully that we have people from the community who have volunteered. We have some DAR ladies who have volunteered to come in. With the COVID restrictions, we've tried to keep it kind of small so that people can be socially distanced in the cemetery this year. But next year, we hope that we'll be able to cover the whole cemetery and get a lot of the community involved in this to maybe even add Madison Cemetery to our program next year.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, this is a good start, it sounds like, when you're looking at those wreaths on almost 300 graves. I think that's a pretty good accomplishment in considering this year and some of the obstacles you've had to work up against. I've heard a little bit about this oldest veteran, I think from the Spanish-American War. Tell us about Rudy Bell.
Well, I know that he's the only Spanish-American War veteran in the cemetery.
Okay.
That as far as the wars, because he's back the furthest in the cemetery in terms of the wars. I know he was a carpenter in trade, and he also made musical instruments, not just furniture, which I think was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it was my understanding that his children were named after nurses that took care of him during the war, is what I heard.
Really? Wow. Well,
So,
I read... go ahead,
we'll
I'm sorry.
We'll tell a lot more information at our service on Saturday about him.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was reading something that he was born in 1878, died in 1972, a primitive Baptist preacher, in addition to some of the things you were just saying. So we know a little bit about him. Why is it, I don't want to single him out because, you have all of the others, but why is it so important that we continue to recognize our veterans in situations like this, Janelle?
Well, in our mind in the DAR, these are the people who gave us the freedoms that we enjoy today because they fought the battles at that time. And so honoring these men and women who have kept us free in this nation for over 200 and some years, I think is a very important objective.
It certainly is. Yeah. We should never lose sight of that. That's for sure. Okay. Well, so if someone wants to come to this event on Saturday, tell us again where it is, what time it starts, and can we volunteer and help put those wreaths out if you need help?
Well, we'd like to keep our numbers small, so if they would contact me and let me know they would like to help,
Okay.
then I can be able to socially distance, because I'm planning to assign each person who's helping so many rows to lay wreaths.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if they would like to contact me, they can call me at 336-404-0362, and I'll repeat that again, 336-404-0362. But we do want to kind of keep our numbers small, because usually events like this have hundreds of people who want to come and help lay wreaths.
Mm-hmm.
But with the COVID times, we do have to keep our numbers fairly small so we can socially distance in the cemetery. So I would like them to contact me and let me know ahead of time if they would like to help.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean to open up a whole Pandora's box there, but I'm just so glad you're doing this, and you've given the number out, and I'll give your number again if anyone has any questions at all. But it's really just the significance and the honor and what you're doing for that, and not really for all of us to come and just in a mob come and be a part of that. And I can certainly understand that.
Also, we may actually record the service and post it on Facebook so that people can at least watch the service if we can. But also, I'd like people in the community to come by and see the wreaths in the cemetery during this season. We hope to be able to leave them out until January the 6th at least. Mm-hmm. That'll get it to 12 days after Christmas. So if the community would like to ride through and see the wreaths, and again, if somebody's veteran is not have a wreath on the grave, maybe they would be willing to sponsor that and could contact me, and I can tell them how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very nice. Well, and that would be the better thing to do after the event on Saturday for us when we're out and about, just to come by and see the wreaths that are on the graves. That's nice. Okay. Well, it certainly is good to talk to you. I'm so glad that the DAR, the local James Hunter chapter, is doing this. We understand the value, the significance, and I certainly appreciate the work you've been doing for many years, the historic preservation, the education, the patriotism components of what the chapter is all about. Thank you. I appreciate it, Janelle, you and everyone involved.
Well, thank you for allowing us to talk to everyone about our project. And like I said, we hope that we can expand it to the Madison cemeteries as well this coming year. So if anybody's interested in helping us with that, please contact me.
Okay. I'll give your number again. All righty. Thank you again for your time and for the event coming up on Saturday. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
That's Janelle Johnson. I wanted to speak with her. I don't think there's a lot of coverage out there in the media about what they're doing. She is Vice Regent of the James Hunter chapter of the DAR, the Daughters of the American Revolution, that special event, as you just heard, with a national group, Wreaths Across America. And that ceremony is this Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Municipal Cemetery on Ayersville Road in Mayodan. Certainly appreciate the people there involved in DAR and their good work over the years. Let me give you Janelle's number if you need more information. 336-404-0362. 336-404-0362.